What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Lord Scolioise, castle level 17. So we'll jump into it. Alright, I would say this is a decent time waster, but you probably want to have... I don't know, the positioning of them I think could be slightly better. Just because I would almost say you could have the one healer that's being guarded like out in front, just so it's a little bit more annoying for archers to get like off a headshot, because you kind of had this guy out in front a little bit and then these guys behind them, but there's no reason to have the one that's guarded not out in front, you know? He's just going to take an extra shot possibly, so it's not that bad though. I mean, it's a decent time waster, maybe not the best, but it's not bad. Alright, this is set up well. It'll be a lot more effective for you when you get to level 20. I'm sure this one is set up well, just make sure that you can't skip it by hugging that wall. I know you had a snotter on this side, and I'm sure you have it set up how you want it to. The only thing that I would say is maybe you want your archers, at least one of them, right up in this corner here, so that if somebody does what I did and kind of pulls back along this wall, they're still able to get shot. Normally I used to have my archers down here because this was like a choke right here, so a lot of people wouldn't pull back like that. But now, in this circumstance, I would say like one archer that goes down this hallway and one archer that goes down this hallway will kind of, for sure, always get shots off. And you can do things like move them up a little bit closer together, just to try to, you know, have their angles a little bit better and stuff like that. Alright, this one's pretty good. I would say if you can, let me just look down over here, if you can spread out your archers on the wall just slightly, it would be a little bit better. They don't need to be spread out like that much because they're already spread out a little bit, but have one like way in the corner, one in the middle, and then one as far down as you possibly can. You might have already had it like that as well, so I think that's fine. The one thing you could do... no, I wouldn't do that, never mind. I was going to say you could rotate the entire room, but it wouldn't work for your first room at all, so... Alright. So, I mean, I'm kind of able to see this as I'm approaching this thing on the floor here, the springboard trap. Not tons that you can do with that. I mean, you can move it back slightly. That's about the only thing, because as I'm coming in here, before I aggro these guys, I'm able to see this on the floor. So, like, that's where I'm looking. If anybody wonders, like, when I come in here and I see two smelly warriors, I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. And I kind of come into the aggro zone, and I try to look for right on the floor. Like, I'm looking in the corner of the screen to see what's back here. And so when I saw this springboard trap, I knew to pull back as soon as I hit the aggro zone. Same as there. Like, I was coming in and I was looking as far as I could, and I noticed that there was a springboard trap on the floor. This one's a little bit more weird to me. I mean, I'm guessing you had it so that this would throw you into that, and then you get pulled onto it, and then if I get pulled onto this, there's a Zeke, Defendatron, and a healer. I mean, the idea isn't bad. This group seems a little bit weird. You had two hunger bots, but they were in such a position that I don't think you really needed to. I don't know. You might have needed them. I mean, they aren't level 4 yet, so that could be. Alright. I think you only need one Cyclops here. It's not necessarily bad to have two because it takes a little bit more time than if you had another archer or something. I mean, you have a healer, so I guess that keeps the sustain of the Cyclops up a little bit. I don't know, it's not bad. You can mess around with it to see which you like more, if you want to just go for more damage or Cyclopses. I mean, if you're going to keep the Puppeteer, then I would say you probably always want the Cyclops. So this one I don't think is ever really going to work, and I mean, I would say that's because your castle goes up towards the top here. You're able to see it. That's not going to matter anyway in like a couple of days, a couple weeks I guess I should say, because camera rotation will fix this anyway. But I mean, if somebody sees this ahead of time, they should never get pulled by the hook, so Just something to keep in mind. You probably want to switch that out for something different. This is a pretty good boss room. This is very, very annoying for me to deal with. Especially as a knight. As an archer, it probably wouldn't be nearly as annoying because you just have to dodge these Scorpio hooks as you're firing arrows. But knights really have to get up on top of these guys. There we go. Alright. So yeah, not too bad of a castle. There's a couple things you could probably tweak in with your kill zones a little bit to make them a bit more effective, and possibly that like last Stairmaster pull you might want to just replace it with maybe more tanky units or something like that. Just something more solid probably overall. But not too bad. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, for number 2 we have Big Ox, castle level 20. I'm going to try it on my knight. See how it goes. Alright, you notice how after the Scorpio hit me I had stun immunity there. I did end up getting pulled into 2 groups though. Alright, so I shouldn't be in too bad of a spot now. I ended up getting pulled by... I pulled 3 groups, but I was already like attacking them as I was getting pulled. I think this is more annoying than ever going to kill anybody, I would say. Just because a lot of these things that push you back do less damage. The Cyclops does good damage, and the Pete Poundmore does good damage, but that's about it out of these 3 groups, so... Probably not going to kill anybody, but definitely going to be very annoying for a knight to deal with. I would say you probably want to keep that corner from being abusable. So you probably want to move this trap downwards or maybe put in something different. I don't know. I don't know exactly how you want to do it, but that corner being abusable really helps out the attacker. Like, I could probably even wait here on this corner. So both of these corners are very abusable for you. And that's mainly because of, I guess, this placement here. We'll see what purpose that actually serves. And it doesn't really look like it serves much purpose because it doesn't activate close enough to the hero. Like, I know what you want to do is you want to make them aggro by actually walking into the room rather than using an ability. But it doesn't aggro until you're here. Then it lasts till this point, but it goes away after a while. So really the real like effect of this silence bubble is like right around in this area here. And then if you get kind of outside of the zone, and I'm not sure if this is how it's implied to be, but if you stand outside, like, still in the bubble, it'll go away. Even though it still works for a little while. I don't know. It's a weird thing how that works. But I would probably just put something else, like, more towards the middle, and then fix those side zones on over there to make it a little bit more difficult. Alright, this should probably pull back around this. Couple archers, and a lot of bone puppeteers. So I definitely don't want to pull anything else other than that, if I can help it. Because there's not all that much damage here. I mean, yes, there's two archers, but I'm not super scared about that. Like, I'm more scared about these bone puppeteers healing everything else that I might aggro if I keep aggroing this room. So I'll just chase these guys down and then everything else will be pretty easy. It's an interesting concept. I have to see what you have with it. I would probably say that 3 bone puppeteers is a little bit much for one group. Like 2 isn't too bad. Although what else would you put in there, right? You have, 12 points of bone puppeteers and then 8 points of archers. So I'm not sure what else you would put in there anyway. You have a lot of bone puppeteers here actually. And if somebody like me is just talking and doesn't think about what's happening, they just are kind of fighting things that are getting healed over and over again. But yeah, I don't know. It might be. I don't know how it works because I haven't really tried it. I'm assuming that if people aren't chasing down these bone puppeteers, it works pretty good as a time waster. If they do things like that and they just kind of go right for them. Although with Pete Poundmore, I mean, it's a little bit different. Pete Poundmore is just really good by himself, so he does such good sustained damage that even while you're trying to kill off the bone puppeteer, you're getting hit by it with a lot of damage. I pulled 2 groups. That's okay though, I think I'm gonna be fine. Alright, so that wasn't too hard for me to deal with. What could you do differently? I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty solid group. What did you have? Did you have a bone puppeteer? Yeah, and I just kicked it. I just kicked the Pete Poundmore down the hallway, so it kind of damaged everything pretty heavily. I don't know. There's not really much you'd be able to do to make that any better. You'd probably have to just like completely replace the groups if you wanted to make it better. Personally, I've switched my Cyclops from the over-the-head smash to charge because I think that having them just as like a unit by themselves are a little bit too weak. Like, they die pretty quickly, in my opinion, even with heals. So I've been using almost all elites. And I don't think you have Mega Mutton quite yet, so there's not really all that many options for you in terms of elites right now. You have like Jimbo, Pete Poundmore, and Scorpio. And spamming those 3 over and over leads to a pretty boring castle, I would say. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is bad. Alright, then you have a really big time waster group right here. I would almost, I don't know. I kind of want the Robo Shieldatron to be the one, like, defending the healer here. Because I feel like he could sustain the heals a little bit better. But I don't think it really matters. I mean, it's a pretty good time-wasting group overall. I would say that this group by itself needs to be wasting like at least 45 seconds probably. Maybe only 30 seconds, I don't know. I would have to compare it to like a more damage dealing boss group. Because there's certain areas where it's like if there's a ton of danger in a boss group, it almost buys more time than just having someone sit there and DPSing it over and over and over again. Like if you think about having a healer and then having like a Scorpio and a Jimbo or something like that, the person has to dodge those hooks so he doesn't get pulled into Jimbo or something like that. So like during the time that he's dodging, it's wasting time and it's allowing the puppeteer to heal over and over again. So it's something that you have to think about because heal is actually like nerfed when it's on Defendatrons and Robo Shieldatrons. They take like half the amount of heal. So it's something you should think about, that like maybe you want to switch out the big Robo Shieldatron for something different. You'll probably just have to test it and see which one works best for you. So we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and for number 3 we have franchtickler. His castle level is 30. He sent me a challenge to boost my level up to 30. So, we'll give it a try. I have never actually played through a level 30 castle before. I should have gear that's like on the low side for level 30. Like it should be kind of acceptable. Like if I were to buy blacksmith gear, I think my DPS would be slightly higher, but hit points would be slightly higher. Or my DPS would probably be slightly lower, but my hit points would be slightly higher. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I actually love the over-the-head smash on... Wow, those guys shoot so many arrows. But I actually love the over-the-head smash on the Cyclopses at level 30, or like whatever level they get that skin, the rank 7, I guess. Although you get stunned a long time when on this guy, and he stuns you really like often. You're noticing that like there's different even at rank 7, it goes rank 4, that things get like their first crowd control, and then at rank 7 they get even better crowd control. That's like the next big rank for units. So like Hunger Bots at rank 7 shoot even faster than rank 4 and longer, and all that sort of thing. You get 3 spinning mouse wheels at level 7, you know, things like that that a lot of people probably haven't seen yet. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got explodifiers. See how hard these guys are. I'm gonna drop a volley and just see what happens. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Oh my god, they hurt so much though. That should have killed the explodifiers, I think. Yeah, these aren't nearly as hard when you're, you know, leveled. Unfortunately, the little guys still get in the way of your headshots. But yeah, that wasn't so bad. Okay. I think I jumped through that mouse wheel. That's how pro I am. Alright. So far, it's been pretty good. I mean, you've had kind of standard setups where the charging Cyclops plus 3 archers and stuff like that. I haven't gotten hit by all 3 shots yet, but I'm sure that would probably kill me instantly. Alright, so this is... I wonder if on level 3 guys like this, if I can stand in between. It looks like I can't. Alright, so that's something that I have to remember, because that's going to be annoying for me. Oh god. Alright, I got one shot by the Jimbo. That's unfortunate. I think I could have made it through if I didn't get one shot right there. But that puts you in definitely, like, this is actually the hardest spot to fight Jimbo in I've ever seen. With 3 mouse wheel traps, there's actually no reliable escape whatsoever. It's almost better to just get hit by it and then have that slight immunity. Oh god, spiders. I know those things are annoying too. They stun you, I believe. How much can they survive? They have pretty good survivability too. Alright, then we have like an explodifier that came from who knows where. I like explodifiers, I think they're pretty cool. To be honest, I might use those in patch 17. I think that's one of the units that you could probably always use. Like, regardless of where it's coming from, it just has such a long range that it doesn't matter. Like, I have to stand here and just wait for it unless I want to aggro the next group. Alright, we got some Stairmasters coming towards me. Luckily, I don't think that guy's level 7 yet. He's only level 6. I think it's level 32 that Hunger Bots get their rank 7. So the highest possible castle right now can have Hunger Bots level 7. And those things are really fast. Okay. So far so good, although I have already died, but I liked that Jimbo spot a lot. Something I'll use when I get 3 mouse wheel traps for sure. That guy's so obnoxious to kill. Alright. Good time waster. I'm gonna grab that health globe, because I'm almost dead. Well, I'm half health. That's almost dead for this castle. Like, anything that hits me will probably kill me. This feels like a pull, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. Nope, it wasn't a pull. That's gonna hurt. Oh my god. Alright. They only hit me with 2 of the arrows, but still. You probably could have changed it somehow. I don't know exactly what you could do, though. Probably not, actually. Yeah, I was thinking you could probably, like, delay the Cyclops, but that would screw it up too much. So you'd have to keep it like that. To hit with all 3 arrows, because that would have killed me instantly, for sure. I do have 3,200 hit points because I'm at level 30, which is nice. Well, I'm gonna have to pull whatever group that is. So I'm not super worried about this guy. I just really want to get these volleys down, because these guys won't do any damage to me. And that's something you could think about, is like, if someone does what I'm doing right here, this is almost negligible. Like, these guys, they're only just blocking for the explodifiers. The explodifiers are the only things that's going to damage me. A lot of people will probably go after this group, the Mega Mutton group, with the explodifiers. But I saw them running through the wall there. Something that you could do is rotate this room 180 degrees so that this top part is on the bottom, and that way you'll have less vision. Obviously it won't matter in a couple of weeks anyway, but something you could do temporarily. That way I won't be able to volley them as they're running across. And like, if these two rooms are up at the top, it really doesn't matter, because you're pulling it through anyway. If that makes sense. Your Mega Mutton still needs to level up for level 30, I believe. He was only level 26. Alright, another good time waster. Yeah, I have a feeling this castle would be pretty hard to get through, even if I was level 30. Because I'm already at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and even if I hadn't died, I think I'd be hitting around the timer at around, what, probably 8:15? I don't know what a level 30 timer looks like. And I have a feeling I have at least like 2 more rooms to go. Alright, so I'm gonna pull back on this Jimbo, or I'm gonna die. That's why I always talk about reliable escapes. Because right there, I didn't time it out perfectly, and then it ended up killing me. Alright. Jimbos are Archer's worst nightmares, I swear. They're at least my worst nightmare. That and Stairmaster pulls that, for some reason, I'm getting hit by more frequently these days. This is an interesting room. 3 hunger bots, and then there's some sort of a... Oh, there's a Jimbo, okay. I see now. You probably want to pull someone in. Although I don't know why you wouldn't just use a Scorpio, because this is somewhat valuable, you know? I mean, I see that you're trying to pull them in, and then you get slowed, and then you get hit by Jimbo. I see that that's your purpose in the boss room. Alright. Pretty good castle overall. I don't think I've really had anything bad to say about it. I mean, you had a lot of straightforward things that everybody else is using anyway, and you set it up well. So I mean, there's not much to say. Hopefully your castle is getting close to the timer also. I guess you don't really have any amazing kill zones other than your explodifiers and the fact that you have to pull multiple groups. That's really the best thing that you have for kill zones in this castle. And then obviously the random Jimbo hits that are what killed me. You don't have any like springboard traps or like unique Stairmaster pulls that'll really kill anybody, I don't think. So I guess the time waster thing needs to be working for you probably more so than your actual kill zones. I'm thinking, but your castle might be pretty successful. I don't know, because I do have pretty decent gear. Probably not compared to level 30s though. But anyway, that is number 3. So we'll end the video here. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of your castles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns, or you can comment on my castle or on a video. Or you can create a challenge like this guy did if you have a super over-leveled castle or a super under-leveled castle. Make sure you set it to 1 week or else I won't accept it probably, because I just can't get to them any quicker than that. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.